Merrick Chrysler. Single
Oh.
Barrel Sports is back. It is the season. Santa is here. Merry Christmas. Let's dive into the show. My name is Scott. Who is with me tonight?
Santa Deeb.
Santa Deeb is here.
Pat McAfee said today we got our guy.
How many sixth graders would it take to beat LeBron James in a game? Ready for the ultimate sleepers?
Shedeur Sanders went number 144 in the draft.
Yo, 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 episode 48. It's Christmas, Scott. What's under the tree today?
Is. Ooh, time with family. Hopefully time on my ass reclined. There's sports on TV today, which is really nice. I'm speaking about this as if it's already Christmas, not the night that we're actually recording. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to look forward to. Always a busy season, can be stressful. I know sometimes with visiting family or even hosting family, it can be a lot of work, but hoping to keep it a little lower key this year. Just to give you an idea of what's been going on in my life, I've had a crazy day today. Today was the first time that we've had to go to the doctor's office with Parker, my son, for like an injury. So that was a little bit scary. He fell off the couch. He was like standing on it and jumping. And usually this doesn't happen, but he like took a step back and there was no room to take a step back. And so he like fell, but he landed on his feet. And I guess like one of his knees buckled. So that was really sad. He was crying. He couldn't walk, which is like really, really sad. And so we went to the urgent care. We got x-rays. Nothing's broken. Just a rough way to start the day. And he's been a trooper all day. He's still giggling and his personality is still there. But yeah, he's struggling to get around. And he's a very active kid. So it's been tough to watch him like not be able. He keeps asking to go down to like run around, but then he can't once he gets down. So it's just like really sad. So hoping tomorrow's better in that regard. The doctor basically made it sound like this could last like a day or a week. Like it really just kind of depends on the kiddo. But like once they realize that they can walk, and then they just kind of like act like normal again. So hoping that it's quick.
Yeah.
But in other news, we closed on our house today, man. We have a new house that we're moving into this weekend, and we closed on it and took the first 2 carloads of stuff there.
Yeah.
And so pumped about that, but just kind of a reminder of the work ahead, hauling a bunch of boxes and crap into the cars today. And I was just like, man, I'm too old for this. So yeah, definitely excited to hopefully have a little bit of downtime for the holiday because we are moving on Saturday. So very quick turnaround after.
Yeah. That's crazy. Well, sad to hear about the little guy. I know, he's got knee injuries that run in his family, but hopefully he can avoid your luck. And, this is just one of those things where he's like, all right, I'm good. We're good to go here.
Yeah, let's hope so. His mom has very strong bones, unlike me. So fingers crossed.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, no, this is going to be released either on Christmas morning or the day before. But hopefully by then he's feeling good and you guys can distract him with some, presents and fun.
Man, I can't wait. Last year he was too young to like really fully experience opening presents.
Yeah.
And so I'm so excited because I know this year he's going to be like hyped about maybe not even like the toys themselves, but like actually just opening the wrapping paper. I know he's going to love that. So I'm just really, really pumped. And even if he's not running around, he'll still be able to do that. So it's going to be a really good time.
Oh yeah. Give him some distractions and such. So that'll be fun to see his reaction to Christmas and such. But yeah, exciting stuff. I know moving's tough, a lot of stuff going on, but you'll get through it.
Yeah. I keep telling myself this time next week we'll be chilling.
Yeah, it's exciting. You could start the new year in a new house.
Yeah, I do have to ask you, can you hear this bell ringing? Because it's like moving on my headset here.
Just a little bit, but it kind of just adds some cheer to the podcast for those listening.
All right. Yeah. Well, we'll have to endure it, I guess.
Just don't shake your head too many times,
Well, we'll see. I'm an animated human being.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, no, on our end, nothing too crazy, just, slower, trying to slow things down. We're going to be going back for the holidays. So, if you're listening to this on whatever Christmas, where we're back home at the holidays with our families. I actually thought I was magically going to have to go to Houston right after the holiday for work, but
oh, geez.
Luckily, there's a few members of our team. That's where our, for those of you that know, that's where the new job that I got is located, the headquarters. But a couple of our members of our team stepped up and they're actually going to an event that we're hosting. So I was like, you know what? There's plenty of people going. There's no need for all of us to be there. So you guys got this.
Yeah.
So
hell yeah, man. Sometimes I don't know like about your company. It sounds like it's maybe a little smaller and more of a startup, but Sometimes less is more, man, is what I'm coming to realize as I get a little older and do kind of these work trips.
Yeah. Well, I think I might have told you this recently, but I was recently made the manager of the team. So for me too, I kind of have to have a mindset shift, of
True. Yeah.
making sure I'm delegating and trusting others with the work. So that's kind of one of those things that I've been working on as well.
Yeah, and congrats again, man. I know
you.
we've talked like via text, but I don't think we've like spoken about that. That's huge though.
Yeah.
That's a quick transition there for you.
I know. I was like, all right, let's do this. Like I've been talking about it, I've been wanting to do it. Here it is. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
But I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think as we kind of talked about, doing some of the high school football coaching, as weird as it sounds, honestly, that kind of just got me into a different mindset in life. Just, I don't know, when you're kind of just around sports, and as you and I know, we both love sports. I just feel like, I don't know, there's just a lot of relatable things back to sports. So
yeah,
it comes back around somehow.
It is crazy how many things you can kind of like associate with sports, like at least sports mentality or sports philosophy. And I think when you're brought up playing sports, especially team-based sports, it really does kind of translate into things. And it's, in my opinion, that's a skill that you have to exercise just like anything else in life. So very cool, man. Well, I'm happy to hear all of that. And I am ecstatic about your promotion. I hope you guys have safe travels and good weather. That's one thing I'm blessed with. I don't have to worry about the weather anymore when it comes to holidays. I was wearing shorts today. So
hey, so was cool. So was I, believe it or not.
Okay.
It was a brisk 42 degrees, but that's shorts weather for us.
That is shorts weather in Michigan. Yep.
Man, but all right, you ready to get into some sports?
Yeah, man, let's get into it.
Right, well, anyone who's listening, hopefully you've heard this. And if you haven't, real simple, singlebarrelsports.com. That's where you're going to find all of our stuff, all of our social media, our YouTube, our Spotify, all that good stuff, and our merch store. So if you're interested, check it out, singlebarrelsports.com. Anything else, Scott, on that end?
Yeah, we don't have any branded Santa Claus hats, but maybe next year. So
I know this is a special edition that you can't find anywhere but on my head.
There we go.
Do you remember this hat? You don't remember in Greece when we got these as gifts?
Yeah, that's right. It didn't look like yours was cooler than mine. Mine was kind of lame.
Here, look at the little guys on it.
Yeah, dude, that hat is actually sick. Mine was like just like a boring green one that I think just said like Greece on it or something. Or maybe it didn't even say anything. I remember I was like, his is way cooler than mine is.
It's like some random things working out. I don't even know what those things are, but it's like an Olympic hat.
I can't be too mad though. I got to do like the dance thing, the Greek dance where they dressed me up. Do you remember that? And I was smashing the plates.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
That was cool.
But all right. So when people listen to this, Scott, this is going to be on Christmas. So I'm trying to kind of keep things, we're going to keep things tonight Christmas themed. So we're going to do some special edition things tonight, some different styles. We're still going to be talking sports, but it's just going to be presented in a little bit different of a fashion. So the first thing I want to do is Christmas morning headlines. Okay. So imagine people are waking up. It's Christmas morning and they turn on ESPN or SportsCenter, or better yet, they turn on the Single Barrel Sports podcast, which is what they should be turning on. But each of us has to come up with 2 headlines of breaking news that people could wake up to on Christmas morning. Now, they could be funny. They could be, you can kind of make it whatever you want it to be. It could be funny. It could be real predictions, controversy, whatever you want, Scott. Each of us has our own style. So what do you think? You think you can come up with a couple headlines?
Yes, there's been some things that I'm hoping to see in the headlines. So yes, I can.
Okay. Do you want me to go first? Or you want to go first?
Go for it, man.
All right. Mine is University of Michigan hires. You ready for it?
John Gruden?
No, but that'd be actually really cool. University of Michigan hires Dave Portnoy to lead the team as the next head coach.
Nope. I don't want it.
What?
I don't want it.
He's like the biggest fan.
Yeah, he's a fan. He's not a head coach of them.
Hey, he'll pay for players.
This is a noble program. He will pay. He will pay to play. That's right. He will. Okay, I will follow that up with Ghost of Christmas Past finds old version of Lamar Jackson to revitalize fantasy teams in their championship games.
Okay.
I'm hoping that one happens for myself. I hope he even plays this week.
I was going to say, I think that's probably a self-interest headline that you came up with there.
Yeah, it sure is. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, he's been struggling, but you never know. The guy could finish it out better than he started.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. My next one is Breaking news. College football playoff turns into a 16-team bracket for 2026 and 7, whatever you want to call it, the next year.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. You're going to like this one. I also have a breaking news for you. You ready for this?
Mm.
Breaking news. Ohio State University drops the from the front of their name after Chancellor's son chokes on a jelly bean while saying it to his friends.
Whoa.
I didn't think about the punchline.
I was like, wait, is this a real story? What the?
See, exactly. I hope.
Well, when you started to add in the Chancellor's son thing, I was like, wait, is this something like a real story that you just somehow added in?
Improv, baby. Just making it up as I went.
Gee.
I was trying to come up with like he was being pretentious with the, and he like choked on a jelly bean, and so they removed the the.
Fair. I could see it happening. You know what Michigan should do? They should cross out the. Like be petty.
No one cares about the though, except for people who live in Ohio. That's the thing.
Well, that's the point. Is like it's like insulting to them. I don't know. I might have just given Michigan a nice PR there. Just saying.
Yeah, just send that to Portnoy. He'll get it done.
Hey, might be worth it.
Could be.
All right. So
okay. Well, hey,
Christmas morning headlines.
Our Christmas miracles,
right?
Yeah, maybe our Christmas miracles will come true. Who knows?
Yeah, Christmas morning headlines. That's the whole point. Is you never know what could happen. All right, Scott. Usually we do the weekly recap, but this week we're gonna do something called quick hitters. Okay. So we have 3 things we're going to talk about, but you have to give your thoughts in under 30 seconds for each one. So each of us gets 30 seconds. Just kind of think of it like we're on, a panel or something like that. But we got to hear about these 3 things. So the first one, Bears crazy win versus the Packers. What do you think?
Well, to be honest with you, obviously there were injuries on the Packers side of the ball, and so you kind of expect the Bears have an open window there, and the Bears are no slouch team themselves. But to see them come down, score that touchdown, kick the onside kick, actually recover the onside kick, and then come down and throw that last second touchdown on like a crazy touchdown to I think it was an undrafted rookie that caught it. Just insane. I was actually shocked they didn't go for 2, but they had all the momentum, and then they closed that game out. And yeah, I mean, the Bears are playoff bound for the first time in a while, and a very tough division. So kudos to them.
Yeah. All right. You ready for mine?
I guess so. Yeah. Let's hear it.
What the F is going on in the NFL? I mean, the Bears are in first place. The Packers are losing games like that. I literally am speechless. Like, I don't even know what to say about NFL games any longer, which my 30 seconds is going to be up because I have more to say about the second bullet.
Okay. Well, I will say one of the things that's crazy about that Bears game is that did you see that they had like a 0.5% chance of winning by the metrics?
Yeah.
Like that's insane. And then they won. Yeah. Like, holy cow.
That happens like this sounds very weird, but that like happens more often than I would expect, where like teams have under 10% chance to win and then somehow they win. And you're like, really?
Like my fantasy team this past week in the semifinals.
Yeah. I was playing for like last place. So.
Whoa, in the toilet bowl.
Close. Well, no, actually I wasn't. I was like in the quarter semifinal for the losing bracket. So I actually made it past the worst, but I'm still numbers wise, my team had the worst record in the regular season. So
gotcha. Okay. Regular season loser. That's fine. Every league has one.
All right. What's the second one?
Yeah. So the Lions had a tragic loss with a really weird ending in their football game, and that was against the Steelers. And you can go first this time.
Screw the refs, man. Screw the refs. Okay. You can make an argument. Maybe it was offensive pass interference. Maybe he had a little bit of a push off. I'm going to give you that. If you're someone out there that's going to be critical, I understand there's rules. Literally made no sense. One of the craziest endings I've ever seen. How did Jared Goff score? They call it a touchdown. Suddenly it gets negated. Again, what the hell is happening in the NFL? Crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, and I let you finish there, but it was definitely offensive pass interference. Like, there's no question about it that it was. But still, like, what a horrible way for a football game to end. And the fact that they had 2 touchdowns that both got called back for offensive pass interference at the very end of that game. And then not only that, yes, this is by the book, but that game ended with a penalty. They didn't get to the penalty was accepted, and then they didn't get to do another play, which is just like a horrible way, I think, to end a game. Like, I don't know. I get it. It's an offensive penalty. There is a 10-second runoff. That's how it's written in the rules. But what a lame finish to that game. And just really, really sad for anyone who's a Detroit fan out there, because if I was invested in that, I would have been so pissed. I would have been so upset.
I'm sad. I'm a Detroit fan.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
All right. Last one. College football playoff round 1 reaction.
Miami was the big shock, I think. I think not a huge shock, but I think we both had A&M, I think, winning that game. And there was a time where people thought there would be no ACC teams in the playoffs, and Miami got in, and they proved that they belong. And so I wasn't super surprised by anything else. I had Alabama winning, and then obviously the two imposters got smoked. James Madison made it, a run at the end, but it was all garbage, useless points. So very much looking forward to the second round of the playoffs.
All right. So that's a fair take, Scott. I think, like you said, there's a couple teams that were more expected. I don't know. The Oklahoma-Alabama game I thought was close, but I think Oklahoma blew it, in my opinion. I want to address Oregon since I only have 15 seconds remaining and just say they need to get their shit together on defense. Their offense was destroying JMU. I don't know what the hell their defense was doing, but let's just say the coaches were pissed and dunked on them after the game. Hopefully you see a different Oregon team in the second round.
Yeah. You know what? I think they'll be just fine. I think in the end, it's more about just playing to not lose. And so they'll be all right.
Hell yeah. All right. We're going to do the 2025 Sports Gift Awards, Scott, because it's it's the time to give. It's the gift season with Christmas. So I have a couple different categories that we can go back and forth on. So we'll take turns giving out awards for discussion or debate. So you can debate. You can say, wait a second, I think I have a different take if you want, but I'll ask you the first one. Who would you give? And this is open to any sport, so it doesn't have to be solely one sport or football. The Big Red Bow Award, which is basically the team or group that had the best addition, trade, or transfer to their team this past year.
Well, my mind stays in NFL mode as a default, so I'm going to go to what I think was the most unlikely but successful move that I saw, and that was Daniel Jones going to the Colts. And RIP to his Achilles. It was cut too short. We didn't get to see what it could have been. They were like 8-1 or 8-2 when he got hurt. Just tragic. I mean, he broke his fibula, I think, too. Like, he had a broken bone, then he had a torn Achilles. But when he was healthy, that team was cooking, and you can really feel his absence. I feel like ever since he got hurt, Jonathan Taylor is just getting the box stacked against him, and now the whole team is suffering. So that was a huge Big Red Bow, and unfortunately, his body failed us, and we didn't get to see them make the playoffs and have maybe a deep run. But huge risk, I think, to take a guy who had been struggling with the Giants in recent history and make him look like a superstar again. So that's my Big Red Bow. What about you?
Man, I don't want to default to football, to be honest with you, because I feel like we've talked about that a lot. So while I could say something in football, let me give you a winner and a runner-up, because I want to do a football one, but I also want to do a different sport.
Sure.
For me, I think the coal in the stocking, the biggest letdown award goes to. Or wait, sorry, did you ask me about the Big Red Bow?
Yeah.
Oh shit, sorry, I'm already on the second award. That's my bad. That shows you, I'm thinking 3 steps ahead here. So sorry, Big Red Bow.
You're ready to shit on somebody.
I was, yeah. That's exactly what I was ready to do. Best addition, trade, or transfer, I think overall probably for me would be Miami getting Carson Beck. I know that one might cause some controversy, but I mean, Miami is a playoff team, and they won their first game against, a really good Texas A&M team, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And I think that doesn't happen without Carson Beck transferring. Like, you have to have a pretty reasonable quarterback in order to pull a team together. And they have a lot of other talent, don't get me wrong. And I am actually a Miami hater, mainly because of Mario Cristobal, former Oregon head coach that left us. But I think for them, that was a very high profile transfer that they picked up, and it worked out very, very well for them this past year. Like, they could still win a national championship, believe it or not. And that's hard for me to say, but I have to give them credit. So that for me is the Big Red Bow.
That's fair. That's good. That's a good one. Were you going to do a runner up, or you are eager now to talk about your lump of coal?
My runner up was for the lump of coal.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, the floor is yours. Why don't you give me one of them, and then I'll give you mine, and then you can give me your runner-up.
Okay, so lump of coal, or kind of biggest letdown, is my first is going to be Texas and Arch Manning.
Yeah, okay.
They had a reasonable, run at the end. They beat Texas A&M. But man, talk about from preseason hype till the end. A bit of a letdown, in my opinion.
I think that's fair. Man, there's a million people I could say here, and I'm going to focus on the wide receiver position at football, and I'm just going to pick one because it hits close to home, and that is Keon Coleman I thought the Bills may have finally had a guy to step up and be kind of like the main wide receiver for Josh Allen. He hasn't had one since Diggs left. And man, he sucked. He was a healthy scratch one week, at least 1 week. And he just hasn't, he's had a couple of games where he looked okay, but for the whole season, he's been a huge letdown. So he's going to get my lump of coal. Hopefully next year he can get off that naughty list and get back on the nice list. But man, I've expected more for him.
That's fair. You probably won't like this co-runner-up, but I'm going to put it out there. My co-runner-up from a different sport is Bryson DeChambeau.
Okay.
And I say that because I feel like going into every major this year, not to say that he didn't play well in some of them, because he did, but it was almost like so much hype, I feel like, and he didn't win any majors this year, which I know it's super hard to do, so I'm not downplaying it. It just feels like a letdown because maybe this is just part of it is just like him being on YouTube and not getting all the hype, but I don't know. Some of it just feels like it was a letdown that he wasn't a winner for a major this year again.
He'll be all right. He'll be all right. Did you see that Brooks Koepka is apparently leaving LIV? I just saw that tonight.
Doesn't surprise me.
So is he going to come back? Can he come back to the PGA? I thought they blacklisted people.
I don't know. I don't know I don't know that it's happened yet. So I have no idea how they're going to handle it, but I'm sure they might let him at some point if I had to guess.
Find out on an episode in the early spring.
That's true. That's true. All right. Christmas miracle. Most unexpected win or season out of a team.
I think it's got to be the Patriots. They were horrible last year. I think they had like 3 or 4 wins, and now they have they're tied for the best record in all the NFL, and they've had kind of a cake schedule. I know a lot of people talk shit about their schedule, but at the end of the day, they're playing a professional sport and they have the most wins in the league. So I don't think anyone predicted that. They're literally ahead of the Bills in their division. So give me the Patriots here.
Mine is kind of similar. I'm sticking with football, and it's the Jaguars.
Yeah.
I did not expect that the Jaguars would be nearly. I thought they would be better, but I did not expect them to be where they are right now in the standings.
I thought they would be like the Steelers usually are, like a 9-8 style team, but here they are at 11-4, leading the division over the Texans and the Colts, which obviously they've had a colossal meltdown, but yeah, that's a really good one.
Yep. What else do we have? What about your Grinch, your villain of the year? Could be a team, a coach, a ref moment, a rule.
Oh, it's a coach. It's a coach, all right. Sharon Moore, what are we doing? What are we doing? Jesus. You're tarnishing the name, man. We just got over the last controversy at Michigan. Come on, man. Come on.
Too many bunnies.
Listen, no, don't do that, Sharon. You're gone, though. See you later.
Too many bunnies.
Oh, my gosh, dude. It's so frustrating. I actually thought, someone asked me this, like, do you think they should fire him because of performance after this year? And I was like, let's give him one more year. He's got a super young team. Let's see what he does with it. He had his priorities misaligned. He was doing other things. So yeah, bye, Sharon.
What was he doing, Scott?
A staff member.
Just elevates, literally and figuratively.
Yep.
Merry
no
Christmas.
lies detected.
Merry Chrysler.
Yeah, how do you think that guy's holiday season is going?
Oof. I'd love to be a present in that guy's home.
I feel genuinely really bad for his family, though. That's such a shitty situation for them. But
yeah, all joking aside, at the end of the day, it is very sad. Let's put it that way. But man,
it's a laugh so I don't cry situation as a Michigan fan.
Yeah, it's like, wow, this is rough. It kind of brings you back to remember that everyone's a human. And they make mistakes and they do things that, can happen.
Yeah, I guess so.
Man, all right. So what's mine? Villain team. The refs in the Lions-Rams game that called that one play a touchdown when he clearly was not in the end zone. That's my villain of the year.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, that's fair. That was a crazy call.
And in the Michigan-Ohio State game when they called that one thing a touchdown. That's another one. Just co-runner up.
It's reasonable. Thank God that one didn't affect the outcome of the game because that would have bothered me, but all good. They beat us bad enough. It didn't matter.
All right. Last one. The toy that broke immediately. What's the hype that died fast this year, Scott?
Gosh, I hate to say it, but the Buccaneers, they were the NFC 1 seed for a minute. And I don't know if they've won a game since then. I mean, they've had a lot of injuries. To be fair, they've had a lot of injuries, but they were enduring those injuries for a while and then everything fell apart and team just looks like a whole different team now. So that's the toy that broke, and I hope that next year they can put those pieces together because I would like to see that team succeed, but this is not their year. They lost to the Panthers this week. Now they have a major uphill battle to win their division. They're definitely not going to get a wild card, so they just need a prayer. And man, I don't think they're going to be. I just don't think they make it.
It's not bad. Not too bad. Mine is the Colts. Mainly, I know it's a weird situation, but mainly because I remember for weeks just talking about how, like, are the Colts that team? Are they literally the Super Bowl favorite for, week after week? And they just kept doing it. And man, did that die quickly the past, what is it, like 7 weeks in a row that they've lost or whatever?
Yeah, I think they've lost. I think it's either 5 or 6 in a row now.
Yeah.
Yeah, just tragic. And obviously a lot of that stemmed with the Daniel Jones injuries, but they've also played some decent football teams in those weeks as well.
Literally the toy that broke, Daniel Jones.
Yeah, unfortunate. Really unfortunate. I would have loved to have seen how that story unfolded, especially with the Texans having a slow start this season and the Colts actually had a legitimate chance to win that division, but it's how the cookie crumbles, I guess.
All right. You ready for a Christmas wish list?
I suppose we'll find out.
Okay, so we're going to take turns again, following the theme. We're going to each give our thoughts on, again, the theme seems to be 3 things here. So number 1, Scott, what's one wish you could grant for your favorite sports team?
Ooh, I hope that the Michigan Wolverines get a high caliber and well-respected head coach, and I hope it happens very soon, because more important, in my opinion, than who that coach is that we don't lose our recruits that we've recruited this year. I don't want to lose the team to the transfer portal, and I don't want to lose the high caliber of recruits that have already signed and committed to the team. So my Christmas list at the very top says Michigan gets a good coach soon.
I like it. I'll continue the college football theme. While I know there's still a chance, I do wish that Oregon's defense actually shows up and plays for the next playoff game. But I at least hope that they will make it to the college football final and can find a way through this bracket to get there. Yep. I honestly didn't even think they would be in this position to begin with at the beginning of the year based on how young their team is. I mean, I'm serious. Like, it's so young, it's not even funny how many like sophomores and freshmen start for this team. And so I wish for them to get to the final, hopefully win, but even if they lose or come up short, they at least then have that experience. And then I think next year is more of when I'm expecting them to get there and to win with a lot of the, hopefully people that come back and then have that experience. So that's my wish for my favorite team.
Hell yeah. Okay. Good luck, man. I don't have a dog in the fight this year, so I hope it works out for you.
All right, what's one wish for the league or sport of your choice?
Well, I think you'll agree with me with this one. The top burning thing that comes to mind is a change to the college football playoff format. And I did talk about this with Zach, Jordan, and Drew when they were on a few weeks ago, and we all agree that it needs to change. The challenge is getting the conferences to agree to it if you don't give them almost like a guarantee of representation. So that's why we've got this 5 power conference rule where you get to have 5 conference champions in. I think we can start by, let's reduce that to 4. That seems like a happy medium. Like, what the hell is James Madison doing in our college football playoff when we have teams like Vanderbilt and Texas that could have been in instead? So that's my ask. We don't have to move it a mile. Let's move it an inch and make things a little bit more competitive and fun. But I'm curious to hear what you would say.
Well, I have a different one, but the only thing I would add to yours is, I feel like we had this discussion last year when the first iteration came out. We're like, we need to fix this, this, and this. And they changed it. And then it's like, okay, now we got to fix this. The one thing that I think logically makes sense is, why is there such a big gap between certain things? You know what I mean? Like, just tighten things down. I know there's holidays and stuff, but there's no reason why the teams can't just keep playing each week. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it just seems weird that there's all these breaks that happen between certain games and buys and all this crap.
Yeah, you would think that it wouldn't matter if there'd be enough fans that they could still get people to show up to these events. So it shouldn't seem like it's related to students being out of class or anything, but it is weird to take multiple week break after the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the teams that were in the buys have a month off.
Yeah.
So it's
that could be detrimental. I can imagine playing a week for 13 weeks and then all of a sudden you just don't play for 4 weeks.
Yeah. Imagine if the NFL was like that.
Yeah.
They'd be like, what the hell is this?
That'd be tough. Yeah.
So mine, my one wish for a change in league or sport is, can we just settle this score in golf and figure something out with this LIV and PGA Tour thing, man? I'm sick and tired of this. Just bring everybody into one thing where everyone can play. It makes it more competitive. It makes fantasy more fun, harder to pick. And just like, I don't want to have to wait for every major to see everybody play. You know what I mean? Just like figure this thing out. Come on. What are we doing?
I would love that as a now 1 year golf fan. That'd be cool.
It was, I mean, I'm telling you, I've only watched it for a few years, but prior to that happening, like, I just remember watching a few of the events and I was like, damn, there's like so many good people. Like, it was just crazy. Every time there was like a major, it like literally felt like a major at like a lot of these events that are, you know, more whatever prominent. It was like, some really good people playing here. Like, who the hell's going to win? And don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of unknown when you watch, but.
Yeah. So in your hypothetical situation here, would Phil Mickelson ever come back then to the PGA?
I don't know. He probably would. He probably would play in the Champions League, which is like the old man league.
Yeah, he's kind of washed, but then like he did have a couple I saw like decent finishes in LIV last year. So it's like I don't know.
Champions League guy at this point. I mean,
the old man's league, is that what you just called it?
No, that's what it is. Yeah, Champions League. Yeah. I mean, hey, we might see Tiger there. We'll see. He might be up next at this rate.
What's going on? Is TGL still happening? Is that going to happen?
I think so. Yeah. I think it starts in January or February, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Or actually, you know what? It's usually around now. I wonder if it's on. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah. Well,
I don't actually know.
I'll look it up right now. You can talk about whatever. I'll look that up while in the background here.
All right. Last one. One wish that's purely petty or funny.
Do you have something in mind? I'm going to need to think about that a minute. PGL starts on the 28th, so in less than a week.
Oh.
Literally this weekend. Hell yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. One wish that's petty or funny. Mine is, and I'm trying to think more on the petty side. I could go funny, but I feel like we've had some more funny stuff. Mine is that, can we please move the Michigan-Ohio State game not to be a noon game and just put it as a night game already and have it be like a primetime thing? Like, I don't understand why it's at noon all the time. It doesn't make any sense.
It's on Black Friday.
Come on. It's on Black. No, it's not. It's on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. What the hell am I talking about? Holy shit.
I was like, what are you talking about? It's always on a Saturday.
Hey, listen, you can't drink all day if you don't start it in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Day drinking.
Exactly. Yeah, but like that's always the game that most people want. Well, okay, not everybody, but
no, everybody. It's the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. On the rivalry side, it is the probably most highly anticipated game. So that's probably my petty one that I'd have to throw out there.
I guess my petty one would be that I want to see Pete Carroll fired today. Get him off that team. That team is in shambles. They have a horrible offensive line. Their GM probably should go to. I understand Ashton Genty was like what we think probably is like a generational talent. But I've talked to my friends about this. It's the word that my friend Jordan used was it's irresponsible that they drafted a running back when their offensive line is so bad. And so, but Pete Carroll, I feel like is not taking it seriously. And maybe that's just my perception of it. Get him out of here. Just get him out of here. Let's start them fresh with a young, re-energized head coach. Let's build up the trenches and see what that team can do. Because right now they look like, I don't know, the Bears for the last 20 years.
You know, they should hire Coach O.
That would be crazy. The guy who that literally just admitted that they used to pay players through the back door.
Yeah, that guy.
Well,
that guy would be That guy would be electric in Vegas. Imagine seeing him in the streets. He'd be like, "Here we go, baby!"
Yeah, I cannot imagine. I see him sitting at a blackjack table smoking a fat cigar. I could imagine that. Wearing a leather jacket for sure.
100%. That guy would fit in Vegas. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, he probably runs one of the casinos just illegally.
God. All right. We got our last Christmas game here before the halftime pour. Name that reindeer. Sports trivia. Oh. So this is for you, Scott. So I'm going to challenge you in a game of trivia here. So I got three different.
Put on the gauntlet here.
Yeah. So three different things. I have a player, two different players, and an event. And I'm going to give you clues for each, and you have to try to guess and figure out if you can decipher who it is or what the event is. So you ready for the first one?
We'll see. We will see.
All right. This is from the NFL, so that's the first kind of...
Most confident one that I've got.
Kind of very generalization. All right, so this player played for 3 franchises and made the playoffs with each. Okay, they threw a famous last-second playoff touchdown on the road that became a signature highlight. They had a season with 5,000-plus passing yards. They're often criticized for being just good enough, until they weren't. And
okay.
they spent a late career stint with a team known for a dominant defense and loud stadium. I'll give you one more hint.
No. Let me guess. I think I know who this is.
If you don't know who it is, I'll give you one more. Or if you guess,
I don't know about that last clue, but is this Baker Mayfield? Damn. Okay.
So my clue was going to be that they still play in the NFL. They're an active.
I thought with the last second. No, I don't think that was a playoff touchdown that Baker threw on the Rams, though. I think that was to get into the playoffs. 5,000 plus passing yards. There can't be that many of them that have done that. Surely it's not Jameis Winston, right?
Nope. They got traded this year.
Is it Sam Darnold? Damn.
You got one more guess.
There's only one more guy I can think of that I don't think he's definitely never thrown for 5,000 passing yards. Actually, I don't want to get it wrong. There's a guy in mind, but I don't want to get it wrong.
You have to take a guess, so either you're right or you're wrong.
Let me just think about this for a second longer here.
I'm looking something up to confirm that this is a real thing.
Yeah, that you're not just lying to me?
No, I'm just saying, sometimes there's inaccuracies and things. So I'm just double checking something.
Okay.
Wow. This might actually be.
Might be what?
There might be a falsie in one of the things that I mentioned.
You're lying to me.
I am lying to you. All right, let me rehash one of these because they had a season with close to 5,000 passing yards. Let's put it that way.
Ridiculous.
Hey, I had to fact check, okay? Sometimes things, they don't always work out.
Well, that opens up a whole nother player. Is it Russell Wilson? Damn it.
Nope.
Geno Smith? Kirk Cousins? Clearly, I'm forgetting.
Did I tell you 3 franchises?
Yeah.
So they made the playoffs with these. They made the playoffs with 3 franchises. Not that they only played for 3 franchises. Let me make sure that that's clear.
Okay.
So they made the playoffs with 3 different franchises. Not that they've only played for 3 different teams. Because that one is a little ambiguous, the way that I said it, I think.
Hold on. Let me just think about this for a second. It's just real quick here. We'll be quick.
You're typing in all the facts.
No, I'm not.
To Google.
I'm just looking. Is it Joe Flacco?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. See, I didn't think Joe Flacco had a 5,000 plus passing yard season, though.
No, so that one was off. So he had 4,300 yards in one year in Baltimore. That might have been the year they won the Super Bowl. I can't remember. 2016.
Okay. That's okay. Honestly, he was one of the first people I thought of, and then I feel like I just shut him off after that and then could never circle back to that. But I definitely was like, is this Baker? Baker was my first pick, regardless.
Yeah, and the other thing that I'm not sure of is if the statistic counts playoffs versus regular season. Does that make sense? Like,
oh yeah, I mean,
in
it's
theory,
fine.
If you add them together, then that
we got there eventually,
right? So, yep. But
when you said they were traded to a different team, I was like, well, that still is like 6 different quarterbacks. There's so many of them this year.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Not a promising start. Let's see what we got next.
Guess the player NBA edition. This person won the finals MVP, but they have never been known as a big talker. They're famous for being elite on both ends without gaudy box scores.
Okay.
They had a defining playoff run where they were seen as the best player in the series versus bigger stars. They played college ball at a program not typically labeled a blue blood, and they have a signature moment involving a game-winning bounce.
I'm pretty confident about this one, actually. I was very, very invested into basketball when this season happened, if I'm right. Is this Andre Iguodala? Damn it. Oh, no, that's so bad. Damn.
It's a good guess, though. It's a pretty good guess.
Oh, gosh. This is going to be harder than this is going to be a little harder than
two guesses remaining. We're going to put some limits on your guessing.
Okay. Best player in the series versus bigger stars.
Yep.
Oh gosh.
They're not known as a big talker. They've won a finals MVP. They played college ball, but it wasn't at like a crazy.
Is it I don't know what this game-winning bounce is.
Ooh, that's a key one.
Yeah, see, there's been like seasons that I've been really invested in the NBA, and there's been seasons where I haven't been.
I think when I say it, if you don't guess who it is, you'll be like, I know that who it is now.
I'm trying to think, man. Is this recently or not recently?
Which one? The bounce?
No, when they won the finals MVP.
It was right before COVID-ish, I believe. Let me double check that.
That changes who I was going to guess.
No, sorry. Well, yes, but they've won it actually twice.
Oh,
but the one I was thinking of was right before COVID. But yeah, they have won it twice.
This is tough. I can't even I would normally be a little more aware of this, but I'm having a hard time even thinking about who has won recently. Like I know the Raptors did, right? Maybe that was right before COVID. It's not Kawhi though, right? It's not Kawhi Leonard.
It is.
It is. Okay. There we go. Sick.
Wow. Just guesses.
I mean, I was just trying to think of people who are like pretty good players, but not superstars.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, he won with the Raptors, the Finals MVP, but he also won with the Spurs in 2014. He went to San Diego State for college, which is not really that well known. It's kind of just a random school. And then you've never seen the game-winning bounce where he shoots the three. It literally, the time expires, it hits the rim, and the whole stadium just goes silent, and it bounces once and then goes in, and everybody just erupts.
Probably.
You've never seen that?
I'm sure
play?
I've seen that. I'm sure I have.
Send
it to me afterwards. Send it to me after our talk.
I'll have to send it to you. Maybe it'll ring a bell.
I'm sure that I've seen it, but yeah, it just wasn't ringing a bell to me. That's probably an embarrassing one, but it is what it is.
Hey, I mean, you got it.
Yeah, true. Matters. On some luck, I feel like it was kind of a lucky guess.
All right, last one. Guess the event. The host course rotates, but the event itself.
Can I ask the sport? Is it golf then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought I said that. The host course rotates, but the event itself is always linked to a specific region. It's known for brutal conditions where par can be a great score. Winners often talk about surviving the test more than going low. It has an iconic trophy that's not clothing-based. And historically, it's a major that most rewards driving accuracy and mental toughness.
Okay. I've had this narrowed down to 2, and I can't remember which one it is. Is it the U.S. Open?
Yes.
Let's go. I remembered things. I learned that on this podcast. So thank you, and thank you to Andrew.
Hell yeah.
And Trent.
What was the other one you were thinking?
I couldn't remember if it was the U.S. Open or the Open, but I remember that one was in Britain, and I was like, I think this one was played in I don't know, Virginia or something. It was somewhere in the United States. So that's why I chose the U.S. Open.
Yeah. So, I mean, the first one where it says the host course rotates and it's always linked to a specific region.
Was it in New York?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. But it can, or no, this past year you're talking about? This past year it was in Pennsylvania.
Okay. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then I think the year before it was in New York. That's what you're thinking of.
Okay. Probably.
Yeah. But yeah, so the specific region part kind of is a little tricky because the Open does actually, it's in a specific region. It does rotate.
Yeah.
But the part about, par being the great score and the test and the iconic trophy, I don't know. Yeah, it definitely kind of does sound like it could be the Open too. But
well, I remember on our podcast episode when Andrew was telling us I wouldn't be shocked if par was the high score. And that was kind of what brought me back to okay, this is the U.S. Open.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
All
okay.
Right.
Hey, I was most confident about the golf one out of all 3 of those sports. It's kind of crazy.
Look at that. You never would have thought. All right. You ready for the halftime pour?
Let's get it, man.
All right. What you drinking tonight?
I actually don't have the bottle in front of me, but it's the Michter Small Batch tonight. I've had that actually on the podcast before. And I chose this one because I was going to go a little light tonight. Last week, if anyone watched the whole episode, you could tell probably by the end that I had a fair pour last week, and I was going a little easier tonight for a couple of reasons. Driving back and forth to the new house for moving. And after the podcast tonight, I am playing in our online Dynasty college football national championship game against Zach, who's been on this podcast before. So I'm taking it easy tonight, Deeb, but that's what I got. Nothing too fancy, nothing too new, and trying to keep myself ready to go for the next few days here.
Well, good luck to you both. I know I lost to Zach last night in a barn burner, and it was fun.
Looked like
had a lot of fun. Had a really, really nice matchup. I think I've drank this before, but I don't think I've done this one since we've done the ratings and all this.
Sure.
It's the
yeah.
Penelope. Gotta get it close to me there. Penelope Weeded. Nice, smooth, about $40. Great pickup, 95 proof. Usually easy to find. I feel like, it's not one of those that's kind of crazy. It's by Penelope, which I believe Lux Row technically is the distillery, because we were at Lux Row this year and obviously saw a bunch of their stuff. So
I learned that this year. I had no idea.
Says though, Scott, it's distilled in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, and it's bottled by Penelope in St. Louis.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
we're going to unpack that a little bit. I have to learn more about that.
I'm not as familiar, but I just know that Lux Row I think owns the rights to it or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I drank some of it at Luxro for the first time. I had never had the wheated, and it is delicious.
Super good, very smooth. It kind of has like that honey vanilla, almost like that honey crisp apple, like a little bit of that just like fresh crispness to it. Very, very easy to drink. Very smooth drinker for $40. I mean, this is a bargain, for what you're getting here. So it's one of my I would say like kind of normal ones that I like to pull out. So I'm gonna give it like an 85 for that on my rating.
Okay.
Just
Hell
because
yeah.
it's super affordable and very, very smooth, easy to drink.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
Ready for the question of the night?
Yeah. Well, what are we pondering tonight?
All right. If you could have one crazy bucket list item for a Christmas gift sent to you for free, what would it be?
Well, man, these are things I don't think about a lot.
That's the point.
So I think the one thing lately that I've been wanting to spend money on that I won't, that I've been trying to limit my spending on. We've talked about this before here and there on the podcast, but I have a hobby of doing music. I love like making music, and I actually have some songs on Spotify now, which is kind of a newer development. But the thing that has always been a struggle for me is I am, just working like Whit Lowry has a lyric in one of his songs where he says, "Back when we used to record on a USB in the basement." And I feel like that's like what my setup is and has been, is like I've got a decent microphone. I've got some headphones that are on their last leg here and pretty good software, but there's a lot of room to upgrade some of my capabilities. So that's kind of what I always think about when it's like, if I had some money to spend, I would probably be upgrading some of that stuff. But, we're making do with what we have. And I think it's been a lot of fun and learning a lot. So it's all good. What about you?
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. And yeah, I mean, that kind of, just generally speaking, equipment is, if you get the nice stuff, it's pretty damn expensive. So
It's insane.
yeah, you can get into all sorts of stuff. Also, cameras are expensive, by the way.
Yeah.
Like DSLR, all that kind of stuff. Mine would probably be, I mean, if we're talking crazy and bucket list, I think yours was a little more practical. So I'm trying to think more
I might not have
crazy
landed
bucket list.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just like the only thing that was coming to mind, though. I think you'll have something cooler.
I would say like season tickets to like Oregon football game, but that would also be like insane to try to coordinate. Just because obviously it's so far away from where I live, but
that's fair.
It would just be so cool to do that for a season, just to like try it and just get to as many games as I could for 1 year.
Yeah, that would be badass.
So
that's a good one.
I do have to give a shout out to, there's a guy that I work with that is a huge South Carolina fan. He went to pharmacy school there, and he actually is a season ticket holder and goes to almost every game, and he lives in Texas.
Damn. Okay.
So like for that season, like, I mean, he doesn't go to every single game, but like he goes to the away games. It's pretty crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm just like, dude, good for you. That's sweet. That's like
all the
such
travel budget for the year is going towards that. I mean, that's cool though.
Yeah, I'm just like, and I think he goes with either his somebody in his family, so it's like a family thing.
Nice, that's awesome.
Just got to give a shout out, but it's time for some picks, Scott.
Ooh, yeah, let's talk about what's next.
Okay, so we did our college football first round picks and our who we thought was going to win picks last time, so we're not going to rehash all of this, but instead, how about if we just show people our brackets, because we did and we promoted a ESPN bracket that we created, and we got, how many people joined this? 20 something. Let me check real quick.
See. Yeah, it was a good number. I was happy with the turnout for sure.
Shoot, I'm accidentally on the basketball one row. We also did a basketball one last year, which was awesome. For some reason,
21. You're right.
Okay. Do you actually have the bracket? I don't know why mine okay, here we go. I got it.
Okay.
Mine kept going to the basketball one every time I clicked on something. I was like, what are we doing here? All right, let me share here and we can take a look. 1 second.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. I think we had like very similar, if not identical picks, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll double check yours after this. But so I picked Oregon, of course. Hey, I did pick James Madison, though, to cover the spread, and they did. Remember that last time?
Yeah. Well, yes, they did. Yes, they did.
I have Oregon beating.
Right?
Yeah, I have, something like that. I have Oregon beating Texas Tech. Unfortunately, I had Oklahoma winning.
Ooh,
I don't know that matters. I went back and forth, though. I have Indiana winning next round. So we'll see what happens there. I have Oregon beating Indiana. If it happens, that'll be crazy.
Okay.
So, Georgia is my pick. I know on the pod I picked Indiana last week, but my senses couldn't let me do that because then they have to run through Oregon. So I was like, I can't do it in the bracket.
That's fair. You switched it up.
Old Miss, of course. Georgia, of course. I had A&M. That one was kind of a toss-up. I think I have Ohio State. Then I have Georgia beating Ohio State, going to the final. Georgia winning, though.
Okay. I think my only difference is I had Bama winning, and they did. But I also have Georgia and Oregon in my final with Georgia winning. So we're pretty aligned there, which is kind of crazy because we didn't talk about this at all.
Okay, yeah. So you had Alabama and I had Oklahoma.
Yeah, I think that's the only difference that we had from looking at yours.
That's crazy too, because I just looked at it and you're tied for second and I am 12th.
Yeah, it's just because there's a million people tied for second place. We
Also-
all only missed one game. Sharon's mistress. Well, yeah, you'll have that.
Also, do you know who this is? The Ohio State Sucks.
Yes, I do.
Okay, I was like,
It's Jordan.
oh, okay. That's hilarious.
Speaking of I forgot his name was that.
That's sweet. So that's what we have for our college football picks. Just kind of wanted to give people a preview, but we're going to do some NFL picks. Week 17. Let's go through these. You want to do these and I'll keep track of who we pick?
Yeah. First one, division rivalry here. Lions playing in Minnesota against the Vikings. Lions are 7.5 point favorites coming off their loss. What do you got?
I don't know how. I mean, listen, I know the Vikings have had their struggles. I don't know how the Lions are 7.5 point favorites. So I like the Lions to win, but the Vikings cover the spread.
Okay, give me the Lions. I think they come out pissed and kick some ass. Maybe you do or don't know this, but McCarthy will not be starting this week. He had like a hairline fracture, and so
okay, now I understand the. Never mind.
Yeah, not that he's been like a huge light for that team this year, but I think he's better than the backup. So give me the Lions.
I'm going to regret that pick now. All right. We already said it, though. It's all good.
The next one here is Ravens going to Green Bay and playing the Packers. Packers are -2.5. I don't actually know the status of some of their injured players. I know they had like Dobbs went out hurt and Love went out with a concussion and like they had a few different injuries. So I'm just going to preface with that, but I'll go ahead and pick first in this one. I don't care about all that. I feel like the Ravens also have a questionable quarterback with Lamar this week. It's tough to play in Lambeau. Give me the Packers.
I was going to say, that's what I want to know is Lamar going to play and is Love going to play?
Yeah, Lamar is day-to-day. I know that because I've been watching closely for fantasy football, but I'm not sure about Love.
I think the Ravens are in a must-win situation pretty much, right?
Oh, they absolutely are.
I mean, are the Packers in the must-win situation too,
kind
or
of.
are they?
Yeah, they're in that same kind of spot.
I like
the wild card is going to be tough for the Packers.
I like the Packers at home mainly because they have home and Lambeau's hard to play at, so that's the only reason why.
Next game here, Eagles going to Buffalo to play the Bills. Josh Allen has come out and said he will be playing. He does have an injured foot, but he's going to be playing. Bills are 1.5 point favorites. What do you got here?
Bills.
Yeah, I think that the Eagles are the more complete team here, but I'm going to choose the Bills, and I'm going to hope that that's how it works out. I think that they've been, despite I think some of their deficiencies on that team, they've been fairly consistent recently, even when the games aren't pretty, like this last one against Cleveland. So hoping for the best. And then this is actually a really exciting one here. The Bears are going to play at San Francisco against the 49ers, both teams that have huge playoff implications with this game. The Niners are a 3-point favorite. So who do you got here, Deeb? Or I guess it's my turn to go first. I'm going to take the Niners. I hate to say it. The Bears are on a roll, and maybe I'll be apologizing. I've apologized to them before, but I think the Bears at times have struggled against defenses that are really good, that apply some pressure. And I could see the Niners doing that to Caleb Williams. So give me the Niners, especially since they're at home.
I like the Niners, but I'm going to pick the Bears because I think they got the momentum right now. More than anything, they have the momentum, especially after that crazy win. So I'm just picking based off momentum.
With that, I mean, they're feeling themselves right now, and as they should be. I mean, it's their best season in a long time.
Yeah, which probably another person that could have been the award for most unexpected season.
Yeah, I mean, they've done well. Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson, they're all doing, the team's looking good.
2-minute warning, baby.
Let's dive in.
We have a Christmas edition this week.
Well, okay. So do you want to ask first or do you want me to?
Yeah, I can start.
All right, whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Would you rather watch your team win on a walk-off play at the buzzer on Christmas Eve or win an ugly grinded-out game on Christmas Day?
Ooh, give me the Christmas Eve, man. For some reason, I've always been kind of partial to Christmas Eve.
Fair.
Would you rather your team get a franchise QB as a gift or an elite head coach?
Head coach. I know the
Oh.
QB matters, but man, have I seen a difference when there's a crazy head coach at the helm.
Hell yeah.
Would you rather open a present that's a signed jersey of your favorite player or 2 tickets to the biggest rivalry game?
That is tough. I think with the cost of tickets these days and rivalry games just really having that extra juice, that extra energy, I probably would go with 2 tickets to the biggest rivalry game, although my brain would start to calculate in things like travel costs and things like that as well. So probably that, just for the experience, although a signed jersey from Josh Allen would be sick. Would you rather your team be amazing on offense but terrible on defense, or an elite defense with a mediocre offense?
It's kind of been the story of my life with Oregon, but oh man, offense is so fun to watch. So I don't know. I just want them to have a reasonable defense, which they have. They had a bad game versus JMU, moving forward.
Yeah.
Would you rather your team win every game by 3 points or lose 3 games but win the rest by 20 and plus?
Ooh, I kind of like the thought of them going undefeated. So let me do the 3 points, and I'll just need to get on some heart medications for the stroke that they would give me. Would you rather sit front row at an NBA Christmas game or be on the sideline for an NFL game in December?
Well, if it was inside, I would do the NFL game for sure. If it was outside, though, that would be rough.
Right. Well, that was our 2 minutes. It goes by quick.
Yeah.
And I'm with you, man. I feel like keep me indoors. I don't want to be, especially like that. The question didn't ask what team or what stadium either, but I'm not trying to sit out in the cold and the snow. Definitely not in the snow. I miss me with that.
I think Tony had that experience at the Michigan-Ohio State game this past year.
He sure did.
So he can tell you a little bit about it.
Hell yeah.
But,
well,
it's time for the last call, Scott. Just like at the bar, when it's time to kick everyone out and say goodbye, it's time for us to say goodbye to these people on either Christmas or Christmas Eve, whatever our heart desires.
Yeah. Well, I will start by just wishing everybody happy holidays, whatever the holiday is that you celebrate. I know we tend to talk most about Christmas here. And I know that oftentimes people talk about it being the most wonderful time of the year and, the magic of the holidays. And I also know that for some people, the holidays can be tough, and it can be kind of a reminder of things like loss or maybe loneliness. And I just want to wish everybody a happy, healthy week. And if you're feeling some of that stress, some of that loneliness, and you're walking with us on this journey, just know that you're part of our family, and we're thinking about you in the holiday season as well. And I hope everybody, whether they're looking forward to it or not, just makes the best out of it and has a really great week. And as always, enjoy the sports.
I should have went first because mine was way more lighthearted and not as serious. But maybe we can
lighthearted, man. Yeah,
maybe we can end. Yeah, we'll end on a fun note. I was just going to say, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. I hope you have some fun. Do whatever you want to do. Do Christmas how you want to do it, or celebrate whatever holiday you celebrate how you want to do it, because you only have so much time, and we're running out of time, baby. So let's go Tigers.
Sure. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Cheers, friends.
Cheers.